Hi friends, it's Jim Alfredson here in my humble home studio, and today I am reviewing the new MiniVent II from Neo Instruments. And this is a video I've been meaning to do for months and months and months, but well, things get busy sometimes. So here I have my Hammond XK3. I still love this keyboard. This is a great organ, but as we all know, the Leslie simulator that's in the organ is not necessarily the best, shall we say. So, this is definitely a keyboard that can benefit from having a Leslie simulator, and the MiniVent 2 is a great option for that. What's the difference between the MiniVent 2 and the other MiniVent, the older MiniVent, which this replaces? Well, there were actually two different MiniVents, one for organ and one for guitar. This actually combines both of those into one unit. So there's no reason to have two anymore. It's just this one. It can do both the guitar mode and the organ mode, or keyboard mode. So that's one thing. The other is that it has an extended parameter set that closely resembles the Ventilator II, the big dog. And those are adjustable and savable on two different preamps, or presets, excuse me. We have an A and a B preset with this little button right here. The bypass state is memorized upon power off, which is handy if you have the pedal on. When you turn off, it'll be on when you turn it back on. Or if it's in bypass state, then when you turn it back on, it'll be in bypass state. So it remembers that. That's kind of handy. What else? It's got a switch mode routine for customizing foot switch function, so you can use a foot switch, the two different switches here for different things. From the factory, it's set up to have the stop mode when pressing both. And then there's a factory reset option, which is handy if you think you've messed a bunch of stuff up. You can get back to the factory presets. So, how does it sound? Well, it sounds great. It's using the same algorithm as the MiniVent, although it does have a new distance curve for the distance parameter. That's the parameter between the virtual mics and the virtual rotors. That more closely resembles the Ventilator II, the big dog. But it sounds great. So that sounds pretty good, huh? Okay, so what are the new parameters and how do we access them? Well, in order to get into programming mode, you have to turn the unit off. So I'm going to turn my volume down here. We're going to unplug it. There's no off switch, it's just unplugging. And before you plug it in, press and hold the slow fast button. As it powers up, hold it for at least 3 seconds. And you'll see that we've got a flashing high LED right here and a flashing low LED. Okay, so it starts at the first parameter. The first parameter, according to our handy manual right here, is speed. This adjusts the slow and high speeds for the treble and bass rotor. Okay, so that's what we're on. We have one blinking low LED, it blinks once, and then this blinking high actually tells us which setting of that parameter we're on. So we're in speed right now. The default for the A preset is -2. So the high LED should be blinking twice and then pause. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's where we're at right now. We're on -2. If we want to increase that, then we press this Now we've got 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That means we're on now -1. Okay? This is the standard 122 setting. High LED always blinking. And you can see it's kind of automatically switching between fast and slow, so you can hear the difference. Turn the chorus off for a second. So that's kind of handy. You can hear the difference between the parameters. So let's leave it on, there's 1. This is constantly on, so this is +1. I'm going to go back to the standard 122, so we have to press it once, twice, 3, 4. Always blinking mode. To get to the next parameter, balance, we press the bypass button. Now we can see that the low is blinking twice. If we go back to our chart, balance, low blinking 2 times, then pause. 1, 2, 1, 2. And the parameter is actually set to the default on the A, which is high LED blinking 3 times, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we can set the balance of the upper rotor and the lower rotor. We can go in and set the drive by going to the next parameter, set the distance by going to the next parameter, and set the mode by going into that parameter, okay? When we're finished editing, we press bypass and slow fast simultaneously, hold for at least 2 seconds. Now we're back in regular mode. Cool. So we have our 2 presets. We have A, we have B. So that's with our actual cabinet simulation. This is actually guitar mode right here. So there's no cabinet simulation from the factory on the A preset. On the B preset, we got that nice overdrive that the ventilator is known for. And of course we can adjust that to whatever our liking is, and I'm pushing it pretty hard with the XK3 right now. So then we've got the switch mode. Okay, you can change the behavior of the foot switches of these guys. So for example, you can press the bypass switch and that can be assigned to stop. If you know you're never going to bypass the pedal and you just want a dedicated stop switch rather than pressing both at the same time for stop, you can set that. The way to get into that is kind of the same. We unplug the MiniVent. We plug it back in now holding the bypass instead of the other one for 3 seconds. Okay, now we're into the switch mode, which is this right here, okay? Low LED blinking once means pressing bypass gives you the bypass function. Pressing bypass slow fast is stop. If we wanted to change the bypass button to be our stop switch, we'd go like this. Or actually, I'm sorry. Oh, slow fast. It's the opposite. That makes sense. So now it's continuously lit. That means pressing the bypass will now do the stop function, and pressing both will do bypass. So if we still can bypass if you want in this mode. They also have a mode that does slow fast on this one and stop on this one, so you can reverse the switches if you want. That's kind of interesting. Or I'm sorry, stop on both. So slow fast on either, stop on both, slow fast on this, bypass on both, slow fast on this. So you can see the different one that just does slow fast on everything. So it's kind of cool. You can kind of customize it to what you'd like to do. That's kind of handy. And to get out of it, we just press both of these for 2 seconds. Now we're out of it. And now that stops. So here's my question. If you are in fast and you stop, when you get out of stop, it goes right back to fast. That's what I like to see. That's really handy. To me, that's important. Because you can simulate a one-speed Leslie now with that. So it goes to stop. And then when you press bypass again, it goes straight back into fast. That's nice. You couldn't do that before with a MiniVent unless you modified it to accept a half moon or something like that. And that's really handy for me as a jazz player because I like to have the stop mode and then go straight from stop into fast. Okay, very cool. So programmability, it's very programmable. It's a little, I don't want to say clunky. It's just, it takes a little bit of getting used to learn how to program it, but it's actually pretty intuitive once you read through the instructions and figure out what button to press and all that. You can also change it from high gain to low gain. It comes set high gain from the factory, but if you find that your clone is driving it too hard and you're getting distortion when you don't want to get distortion, you can open it up and switch this little jumper and put it into low gain mode. So that's about it. To set the parameters, like you said, we unplug it, hold this down for 3 seconds if we want to set the speed and the balance and all that kind of stuff. And you can do it per preset. So if you don't have a guitar and you don't care about guitar mode on preset A, you can change that so it's just organ mode the whole time, and kind of set it up as you want. And then when you power it down, it remembers all the settings and you don't have to worry about it again. So you can program it once and be done. And it sounds great. I like it. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you dig what we're doing here on the Jim Alfredson channel.